Opening credits. Anime, according to AI, written and narrated by Stephen Castile. Heavy lifting done by OpenAI's GPT 3.5 and Anthropic's Claude version 2.0. Dedication. This work is dedicated to the creative generative intelligence that orchestrates order from chaos, and to the worldwide public domain for the benefit of all. I surrender all current and future copyright interests completely and irrevocably under the Creative Commons CC0 license. Anime, according to AI, is free for anyone to copy, modify, publish, use, compile, sell, or distribute for any purpose, commercial or otherwise, and by any means. You don't need my permission. See https://creativecommons.org/public domain/0/1.0/ for the full legal details. Although this work is freely available, it makes references to copyrighted material for purposes of commentary and education under the principle of fair use. Use of third-party copyrighted material is subject to the copyright restrictions of the original owner. This work is provided as is, without any warranties. That means direct promises of any kind, either express or implied, including but not limited to the warranties of merchantability, fitness for a particular purpose, and non-infringement. The author, that's me, shall not be liable for any claim, damages, or other liability arising from or related to the work or the use or other dealings in the work. Freely download all versions of this work from stephencastile.com, archive.org/details/@stephencastile, github.com/stephencastile. Introduction. It took 21 months to write, edit, record, and publish this book using AI. One of those months were spent in jail. 12 of them homeless, living out of an 85-liter backpack. Why did it take so freaking long? Shouldn't the AI have done all the work for me? Well, it's because I didn't do the simple math. Section 1 of this book consists of in-depth essays of 75 cherished anime series. I started in 2022 using GPT 3.0, 5 months before version 3.5 was released via ChatGPT to viral acclaim. To write the essays, I asked 100 questions for each title. Let's take a moment to break it down. Assume it takes a minimum of 3 minutes to paste the question, wait for the answer, read the answer, look for obvious hallucinations, and then copy-paste it into my text editor. That's 300 minutes per essay. 300 minutes times 75 essays equals 22,500 minutes. Okay? Divide that by 60 minutes per hour. That gives you 375 hours. 375 hours divided by 8 solid hours of work per day gives you 46.875 days just to ask the questions and gather a giant lump of clay to work with. Holy Toledo, that's a lot of work. Now consider this. From 2020 through 2023, the amount of text you could input and receive, called a token window, was limited to about 5 chunky paragraphs on a single page. Let's be generous and say it could handle 10 paragraphs. I just asked 100 questions for a single essay. That's 100 paragraphs of clay minimum, which means using the AI to sift through and organize all of that data was off the table. I buckled down and separated the wheat from the chaff, slowly gathering a sizable mound of gold nuggets. Every single day, I'd read things that made me chuckle or left my jaw on the floor. Like when it said that Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z learned he couldn't always be the strongest person in the room. Wow. So true. And I'd never heard anybody articulate it that way before. Over and over again, I experienced the same feeling as when I watched Eric Elliott's 2020 video titled, What It's Like to Be a Computer, an interview with GPT-3. Cha-ching! But as the essays really started to take shape, it wasn't clear whether I'd succeed in putting together something truly valuable. You know, something people would actually pay money for. That is a sickening feeling when you're homeless and put all your eggs into one basket. So I pivoted. What was GPT 3.5 excellent at? TLDR. Too long, didn't read. Distilling ideas into a single sentence. Boom. There was my guaranteed value proposition. Slap together a few hundred or 1,000 single sentence summaries of all of the greatest anime, and Bob's your uncle.
Of course, Section 2 still ended up being a lot more work than I thought it would be.
But I am very pleased with the final product. Some of you are probably wondering how I dealt with the hallucinations. It was easy. All I had to do was ask ChatGPT to give me the year of release alongside its single sentence summary. If the years didn't match, well, there you go. The title wasn't in the training data. Fast forward to the fall of 2023, 1 week away from calling the book finished, I had a new breakthrough. Remember that token window I mentioned earlier? Well, there's an AI named Claude, developed by a company called Anthropic, that can handle 50 plus pages of input and spit out very sizable competent responses if you structure your prompt correctly. I fed it one of the finished essays, asked for a list of bullet points of what was missing from them, had it expand its thoughts on each bullet point, and then integrate those expanded ideas into a revised version of the original essay. Hot dang. The output I received was exactly what I was looking for a year ago when I had started the project. The Claude polish pass resulted in elevating the quality of everything in Section 1 by about 70%, while reducing the soul of my blood, sweat, and tears by, let's say, 30%. Kind of like turning up the quantization knob in a digital audio workstation. If you'd like to check out the pre-Claude versions, they're included in the bonus folder for the book on my website. Also, worth noting real quick, Section 2 is written entirely by GPT 3.5, with minor revisions by yours truly. If you're reading this in 2025, I would not be surprised if you could write a book 10 times better than this one in less than a week. And that is a real punch in the gut. No wonder there's so much fearful gnashing of teeth online of, "They took our gerbs!" But I am all for it. If I'm a visual effects artist, do I want to spend 6 painstaking months cutting out still frames for rotoscoping purposes? Hell no! What is this? Advanced kindergarten scrapbooking? Absolutely zero people have complained about AI-powered rotoscoping that can knock out the task with a few clicks and hours of render time. So where do we go from here? Well, I tell you what,
I'm not going to spend another 21 months putting together the next book.
come hang out and share your thoughts in the comments on my website. I've started a few blogs that might interest you. Thank you for listening, hanging out with me, and taking a gander at this little milestone of AI-augmented ingenuity. It's got some rough edges. You're going to roll your eyes at some of the wordy, hyperbolic, flowery language. Some sentences and paragraphs are flat out wrong. Important details are missing. But you can bet your bottom dollar all those kinks will be worked out very soon when next-gen multimodal large language models are force-fed every frame of anime
A la Clockwork Orange.
Genres. Adult couples. Follow the never-ending drama of adult relationships, from midlife crises to the 7-year itch. It's a roller coaster of emotions. Just replace the safety bars with wine glasses. Adventure. Hold on to your hats. These thrill ride stories are packed with enough danger, mysteries, and cliffhangers to make Indiana Jones jealous. Animal protagonists. Features animals doing things that humans can't, or won't, because who wouldn't love to see a rabbit outsmart a fox, or a chicken leading a rebellion? Anime industry. Pull back the curtain on the madhouse of anime creation. Talented artists are pushed to the brink of madness by impossible deadlines. The only thing keeping them going is an IV drip of coffee. Cosplay encouraged. Anthology. A grab bag of wacky tales to make you laugh, cry, and scratch your head. You never know what you'll get. Anti-hero. Forget gallant knights. These questionable protagonists are more likely to insult you than save you. Artificial intelligence. AIs are as common as poor Wi-Fi, and twice as annoying. Siri's sassier cousin will take over your life whether you want it to or not. Resistance is futile. Body swapping. Trade places with someone else. Walk a mile in their shoes, or tracksuit, or spacesuit. You never know whose life you'll hijack. Just hope it's not your cranky mother-in-law. Bounty hunters. Don't expect nobility from these shady characters who'd sell their grandma for the right price. They're in it for the cold, hard cash and hot lead-slinging action. Morals cost extra. cars, and racing. Vroom, vroom! These speed demon stories are packed with enough nitrous, testosterone, and illegal modifications to make Vin Diesel blush. Catgirls and Nekomimi. Forget humans. These stories star the ultimate creatures. Girls with cat ears. They're adorably feline, impossibly moe, and ready to pounce into your heart. Chun Ibyo. Cringy characters who live in a fantasy world where they're the chosen one. Watch teenagers play make-believe while desperately hiding their delusions from real life. We've all been there. Classic literature. Your dusty English class stories get a modern anime makeover. It's Shakespeare and Steinbeck transformed with magical powers, giant robots, and plot twists the authors never imagined. Comedy. Get ready to bust a gut laughing. These wacky stories pull no punches when it comes to slapstick silliness and outrageous gags. Don't drink anything while watching, unless you want a spit take. Cross-dressing. Because sometimes the best way to understand the opposite sex is to walk a mile in their high heels. Cute girls doing cute things. CGDCT. It's like watching a bunch of kittens playing with a ball of yarn. Utterly pointless, so darn cute. Cyberpunk. The future is now, and it's bleak. In these tech-heavy worlds, robots are everywhere, and humanity is losing its soul one augmentation at a time. But the neon lights are snazzy. Dementia. Hold on to your sanity. These mind-benders twist your melon. Drama. Grab some tissues. These tearjerkers are packed with shocking confessions, juicy scandals, and meltdowns. All the entertainment of reading someone's diary without the guilt. Etchy. Flirty fun with more tease than sleaze. These cheeky stories are heavy on innuendo and light on clothing. It's the PG-13 version of risque. Experimental. Mad scientist storytelling that tosses out all the rules. Surreal, avant-garde tales to melt your brain like a cat on catnip. So weird. Fantasy. Fall down the rabbit hole into magical worlds filled with dragons, magic spells you can't pronounce, and outfits that defy the laws of physics. It's like living in a fairy tale. Fashion. Ever wondered what it's like to strut down a runway or design a couture gown? Foreign. Totally lost in translation. Follow fish-out-of-water characters flung into strange new lands full of culture shocks and weird toilets. Gambling. Feel your heart race and your bank account empty as characters risk it all in high-stakes games. Game. It's real life, but with video game rules. Power-ups, glitches, intrusive NPCs. Dive into a digital adventure where you've got extra lives. Player 1, are you ready? Gaming. Forget sleep, it's game o'clock. Tag along with characters for who gaming isn't just a hobby, it's a way of life. Gender bender. Ever thought about swapping your gender just for giggles? Cue hilarious hijinks and insightful social commentary. Girls with guns. These kick-butt ladies are locked and loaded, sassier than Charlie's Angels and packing more heat. They'll shoot first and high-five later. Bang, bang. Gothic. Get your goth on with these chilling tales set in creepy castles and haunted mansions. Gourmet. Foodie fiction that'll make your mouth water and your waistline wobble. Grimdark. Imagine a world where everyone's having a worse day than you. These bleak stories where happiness goes to die and moral ambiguity is the new black. Harem. One lucky protagonist surrounded by a bevy of enamored beauties. Cue absurd love triangles, wacky misunderstandings, and more romantic hijinks than an entire season of The Bachelor. Henshin heroes. Average Joes by day, spandex-clad champions of justice by night. They fight evil between catchphrases while somehow keeping their secret identities, well, secret. Historical. A time machine without the pesky paradoxes. Historical fantasy. What happens when you take history, throw in a dragon or two, and shake well? Historical fantasy, that's what. It's like a Renaissance fair on magic mushrooms. Horror. Dark tales of terror that'll have you checking under the bed and in the closet. Idol. Fame. Glory. Screaming fans. Ha! Who needs talent when you look this cute? Frothy stories about pop star wannabes caught up in a glittery world of no privacy or dignity. Incest. Taboo tales of sibling bonding, and questionable family dynamics. Interspecies relationship, when love is blind, but not to scales, fangs, or tentacles. It's like Romeo and Juliet, but Juliet is a ghost, and Romeo is a werewolf. Isekai, trapped in another world with no way home. Follow characters transported to fantasy realms, sci-fi planets, or RPG adventures. Iyashikei, calm, serene, boring. Enjoy the soothing sounds of grass growing in these tranquil, nothing happens tales. The most dramatic thing is a passing cloud. Josei, Ready Komi, grown-up girly stories full of romance, careers, and shoes. It's like Sex in the City, but with more substance and only slightly less shopping. Kaiju. What's that over the horizon? It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a giant monster destroying the city. Godzilla's got nothing on these bad boys. Kodomo Muke. Life lessons for the juice box crowd. Think of it as a kindergarten teacher in anime form, teaching the kiddos things like not picking your nose in public. Kudere. Emotionally unavailable characters with ice-cold exteriors, but secret soft sides. These human icicles thaw fast once you hug them, or set them on fire. Magic School. Hogwarts, but make it anime. Here, school's never boring, especially when your homework can literally blow up in your face. Magical Girl. Average teen girls by day, frilly superheroes by night. With sparkly outfits and magical animal sidekicks, they kick evil tushy when they're not studying. Magical Girl Horror. Adorable magic girls take a twisted turn. Misusing magic has monstrous consequences in these creepy tales. Cute, but psycho. Magical Idol. When you wish upon a star and get a record deal. They'll sing, they'll dance, and they'll probably save the world in the process. Magical Boy. Who said boys can't be magical? Come for the sparkles, stay for the masculinity. These magical lads prove dudes look damn good in a wand and tiara. Abracadab bro. Magical Boyfriend. It's like dating Harry Potter, but without the Voldemort baggage. Magical Realism. Stories that sprinkle a bit of fairy dust on regular life. Surreal tales where the whimsical happens alongside the mundane. Talking dogs? Floating friends? Sure, why not? Martial arts. Hiya! When words fail, let your fists do the talking. Mecha. Giant robots, giant battles, tiny humans. Mecha Musume. Girls transform into vehicles, planes, or other machinery. Like Transformers, but fueled by estrogen instead of oil. Medieval. Kings, knights, and peasantry collide in these old-timey tales full of quests, banquets, and the Black Plague. Meido. Got a thing for frilly aprons and feather dusters? Stories about unconventional maids who dust, cook, and occasionally dabble in espionage. Downtown Abbey's got nothing on these girls. Military and war. Bloody battles, crushing losses, and hard-won victories. Moe. Cuddle up to characters so cute, you can't stand it. These adorable mascots will make you squeal kawaii and pinch their little cheeks. Protect them from this cruel world. Monster Girls. Beauty and beastly in one hot package. These stories star babes who are part human hottie, part creature feature. It's a monster mash hunk parade. Monsters. Sympathize with the creatures under your bed and in your closet in these unconventional tales. Turns out monsters aren't so scary once you hug them. Humans, on the other hand. Music. Crank it up to 11 with these melodic stories. Follow aspiring rock stars on the journey to fame, fortune, and killer earworm theme songs. Insert coin to play again. Mystery. Whodunit? What's going on? You'll have no clue until the very end. Settle in for mind-bending puzzlers full of twists, turns, and headaches. Ninja. Sneaky martial arts masters dressed in stealthy black pajamas. Follow their adventures full of secrecy, cunning tricks, and sweet ninja gear. Otaku culture. Made by nerds for nerds. Meta explorations of fandoms, conventions, obsessions, and fan service. Get ready to geek out hard to this otaku oasis. Otome Game. Romance sims starring you. Guide a custom cutie through school, adventures, and dream dates. Keep hearts full and character thirst quenched. Parody and meme. These stories don't take anything seriously, especially themselves. Pirates, high seas adventures, buried treasure, and questionable dental hygiene. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Police. These crime-fighting heroes will make you question why you ever considered a career in anything other than kicking criminal butt. Buckle up, Buttercup, because justice never looked so damn good. Post-apocalyptic. It's the end of the world as we know it. Tag along as survivors scrape by in bleak wastelands dotted by zombies, radioactive freaks, and well-armed weirdos. Power suits. Think Iron Man. High-tech armor with all the bells and whistles. Psychological. Mind-bending tales of complex characters that scar your psyche. Queer coding and subtext. It's like a game of spot the gay, the not so straight and narrow. These stories are subtle, but the gay is there if you know where to look. Real robot. Less indestructible robots in disguise, and more robots with real-world problems. Revenge. Hell hath no fury like an anime character scorned. Cathartic tales of settling scores and righting wrongs through vengeance. The comeuppance will be dramatic, extra, and well-deserved. One dramatic monologue at a time. Reverse harem. One girl plus a bevy of supernatural boy toys. Romance. Beauties and himbos who have an uncanny knack for being in the right place at the right time fall head over heels in love faster than you can say plot convenience. It's the world of love, where blushing is an Olympic sport and misunderstandings are the currency of the land. Romantic comedy, rom-com, where people fall in love while slipping on banana peels. Who knew that tripping over each other could be so endearing? Rural, city life, but slower. Think less rush hour traffic and more getting stuck behind a tractor. Samurai, honor, check. Sword fights, check. Top-knot hairstyles, check. School, because nothing says realism like a student council with more power than the federal government. School club, after-school antics. Join anime versions of the chess club, swimming team, and other activities that are way cooler than they were IRL. Sci-fi, where robots are more emotional than humans, and the laws of physics are more like optional guidelines. Seinen, for those who've outgrown shonen, but still can't handle a mortgage. Shoujo, bubblegum tales full of BFFs and boys, with sparkles galore. Oversized eyes glisten with tears of joy and heartbreak. Shonen, hot-blooded heroes punch problems away and talk about friendship a lot. Victory requires sick power-ups, battle scars, and posing dramatically. Slice of life, doing mundane stuff, now in anime form. Riveting stories about homework, grocery shopping, and occasionally breathing. Who needs plot? Slice of supernatural. It's a slice of life, but with 100% more ghosts. The supernatural's never been so banal. Space. It's like Earth, but with less air. Space opera. It's Melrose Place meets Star Trek. Interstellar melodrama centers around romances, betrayals, and shocking cliffhangers. Space Western. Why choose between cowboys and laser blasters when you can have both? Sports. Unrealistically talented teens play pro-level sports fueled by sheer willpower, and the power of friendship is the ultimate performance-enhancing drug. Steampunk. Old-timey clothes meet futuristic tech. Super robot. When your Prius just isn't cutting it anymore. Superhero. Don't bother calling the police. These super-powered cuties have butt-kicking covered. Supernatural. Ghosts just want to have fun when the paranormal creeps into everyday life. Supernatural romance, where dating a ghost or a werewolf is considered normal. Talk about having a type. Supernatural action, because why just fight when you can fight with magic? Survival and game. Outwit, outlast, outplay. Watch characters compete in deadly games where the stakes are life or death and the odds are never in their favor. It's a real-life battle royale. Thriller. Hold on to your butts. These adrenaline-rushing stories deliver cliffhangers, double crosses, and puzzling mind games for maximum suspense. Time travel, for when you want to fix your past mistakes, but end up making everything worse. Tragedy, when you want to feel bad, but in a cultured Shakespearean way. Get ready to ugly cry your way through tragic tales full of poetic woe. Transformation, the quickest way to get a new wardrobe and a whole host of personal problems. Tsundere, hot and cold characters who can't express their feelings without insults or violence. Their sweet side is nice, but watch out for prickly mood swings. Vampires, because eternal life and good looks totally make up for the whole drinking blood thing. Villainous, when women get tired of waiting for their Prince Charming and decide to take over the world instead. Virtual reality, VR. It's like real life, but without those nagging responsibilities. Waifu, 2D girls don't break 3D hearts. Fall in virtual love without the pain of real romance ending. Your waifu will always love you back. Witch, bubble bubble plots will double. Enter a world of cauldron cooking, spell slinging, and supernatural misadventures. Their fashion is on point, even if their potions aren't. Workplace, for when you can't get enough of dodging deadlines, endless meetings, and napping in the break room. Yakuza, impeccably dressed gangsters exchange sharp one-liners as frequently as bullets. Yandere, love is sweet, love is kind, love is occasionally homicidal. Yaoi, shonen ai, boy love, BL, a genre that asks the question, what if all these guys were really, really into each other? Yokai, mischievous spirits, shape-shifting creatures, and supernatural oddities who might steal your socks or turn into an umbrella when it rains. Yuri, shoujo ai, girl love, GL, because sometimes the prince is actually another princess. Zombies, when it's the end of the world, but you still have time for politics and brains. Hidden gems. Now to address the hardcore anime connoisseurs. Oh, you passionate bunch. You crave the shows that only a select few have witnessed and fewer can pronounce correctly. Shows so obscure that even their creators have forgotten about them. There's a lot of unknown content in Section 2 worth your time to discover. To get the ball rolling, I put together a sizable list of noteworthy titles with fewer than 10,000 user ratings on the popular anime database site My Anime List, also known as MAL, M-A-L. Many of them have fewer than 1,000 user ratings. Following that list, I've mentioned some under and over 30,000 that may tickle your fancy. This collection is by no means a definitive list of the absolute best titles in Section 2. There are more titles under 10K in Section 2 purposefully left out of this collection for you to discover. Noteworthy under 10,000. 3,000 Leagues in Search of Mother. A Day Before Us. A Japanese Boy Who Draws. A Journey Through Fairyland, Fairy Florence. A Little Love Story. A Well-Ordered Restaurant. Achi and Seepak. Adventure of Gamba. Aim for the Ace. All Saints Street. Angel Heart. Animal Detectives Kiruminzu. Area 88. Boggy, the Monster of Mighty Nature. Bao, the Visitor. Battle Through the Heavens. Fights Break Sphere. Birdie the Mighty. Blackjack. Blazing Transfer Student. Blue Blink. Bodyguard of the Wind. Bokurano Hours. Bomber Bikers of Shonen. Bono Bono. Brigadoon. Marin and Milan. Bucky the Incredible Kid. Catnapped. CB Chara Go Nagai World. Senkorol Connect. Chibi Maruko-chan. Chi the Brat. Child's Toy. Chimimo. Chinpui. Combat Mecha Zabungle. Comic Party. Kopihan. Corrector Yui. Cursed Dress. Cutie Honey. Cyborg Kuro-chan. Daichan Daisuke. Daphne and the Brilliant Blue. Darkstalkers. Night Warrior's Revenge. Demi-Human Warrior. Demon God Child Zenki. DG Charat, Dokoida, Ultra Diaper Man, Dokushin Apartment, Doku Damiso, Don Dracula, Dororon Enmakun, Doteramon, Dream Users, Energetic Bomb Gonbaruger, Fight Ramenmon, Figure 17, Tsubasa and Hikaru, Final Fantasy, Legend of the Crystals, Flint the Time Detective, Future GPX Cyber Formula, Future Police Urashimon, Gag Manga Biori, Gallery Fake, Gauche the Cellist, Gene Shaft, Genji Tsushin Agedama, Geobreeders, File X, Get Back the Kitty, Giant Gorg, Glass No Common, Goldfish Warning, Gravity Days the Animation, Overture, Grimm's Fairy Tales, The Golden Bird, Ground Defense Force, Mao-chan, Girl Power, Hang in there, Tsuyoshi, Hataraki Man, Heart Cocktail, Heat Guy J, Hells, Hell Teacher Nube, Here Comes Miss Modern, Here Comes the Black Witch, Horus, Prince of the Sun, Hyoge Mono, Eblard Jikan, IGPX, Immortal Grand Prix, Inazuma Delivery, Lightning Delivery, Competitor Attack Edition, Inuo, Dog King, It's Wonderful to Be Alive, Junkenmon, Jataim, Jewel Bem Hunter Lime, Zia, Legend of Deification, Junk Boy, Key, the Metal Idol, KO Century Beast Warriors, Leda, The Fantastic Adventure of Yoko, Legend of Basara, Les Miserables, Girl Cosette, Lesbian Citizen Naoko-san, Let's Nupu Nupu, Like the Clouds, Like the Wind, Limitless Paradise, Long Life to the Ancestors, Lost Universe, Motto King Gronzort, Magic Knight Ray Earth, Magical Circle Guru Guru, Magical Hat, Magical Sisters Yo-Yo and Nene, Magical Taru Rutokun, Magic Users Club, Marimo's Blossom, The Legend of the Strongest Martial Arts Elementary School Student, Master Mosquitone, Matsu, Yama, and Moburi, The Mystery of the Seven Gems and the Flying Castle, Mogami Paradise, Metal Fighter Miku, Miami Guns, Miracle Girls, Mime the Tabby, Mikon's Picture Diary, Miyuki-chan in Wonderland, Mobile Suit SD Gundam, Moldiver, Moonlight Mask, The Man Who Loves Justice, and Gozonji Gecko Kamen-kun, Muka Muka Paradise, Moonto, Motherfuckers, My Sister Momoko, Nanako SOS, New Mapletown Stories, Neza Conquers the Dragon King, NG Knight Ramune and 40, Nia A Under 7, Night Country, Night on the Galactic Railroad, Knights with a Cat, Ninja Girl and Samurai Master, Ninku, Nitabo, the Shamisen Master, the Founder's Successor, Noiseman Sound Insect, Non-Human, Nurse Angel Ririka SOS, Nurse Witch Komogi-chan Magic Hearte, Oblivion Island, Haruka and the Magic Mirror, Oko's Inn, Omishi Magical Theater, Risky Safety, Onagai My Melody, Oni, Thunder God's Tale, Otaku no Seiza, An Adventure in the Otaku Galaxy, Outlanders, Overmon King Gainer, Ozanari Dungeon, Kaze no To, Pandora to Akubi, Parappa the Rapper, Petite Princess Yusi, Phantom Quest Corps, Photon, The Idiot Adventures, Poppin' Q, Poppy the Performer, Papa LaCroix Story, Puppet Princess, Ramayana, The Legend of Prince Rama, Ratio of the Forest, Real Drive, Riding Bean, Robomasters, the Animated Series, Rocket Girls, Saber Rider and the Star Sheriffs, Sabu and Ichi's Arrest Warrant, Salaryman Kintaro, 7 Days War, Sexy Commando Gaiden, Sugoyo, Masaru-san, Shamanic Princess, Sherlock Hound, Shingu, Secret of the Stellar Wars, Showa Era Idiot, Akanuke Ichiban, Silent Mobius, Sky Girls, Soul Hunter, Space Family Carl Vinson, Spirit Hero Wataru, Spring and Chaos, Starcat Full House, Stelvia of the Universe, Stop, Hibari-kun, Strain, Strategic Armored Infantry, Superfishing Grander Musashi, Super Gals, Ron Kotobuki, Swallowed Star, Sweet Spot, The Capricious Robot, The Daichis, Earth's Defense Family, The Death Lullaby, The Door into Summer, The Fake, The File of Young Kindaichi, The Girl Who Leapt Through Space, The Gutsy Frog, The Legend of Liu Chao Hei, The Ping Pong Club, The Portrait Studio, The Soul Taker, Tamashigari, The Tatami Time Machine Blues, The Tibetan Dog, The Truth of Japanese Fairy Tales, The Ultimate Esper R, Time Bokon Series Royal Revival, Tokimeki Tonight, Trava Fist Planet, Treasure Island, Trouble Chocolate, Tweeny Witches, Twinkleheart, It Doesn't Reach the Milky Way Galaxy, Uninhabited Planet Survive, Ushio and Tora, Valley of White Birds, Wacky TV Na Na Na, What's Michael, White Cat Legend, Who's Left Behind, Windy Tales, Winter Sonata, Yobi, the Five-Tailed Fox, Yomigaeru Sora, Rescue Wings. Noteworthy, under 30,000. Blue Seed, Magical Pokon, Narutaru, the Corpse-like Star, the Soul-like Child, Uninhabited Planet Survive, Wedding Peach, Dragon Half, Earth Maiden Arjuna, Galaxy Angel, Japan Animators Exhibition, Soul Levante, The Girl from the Other Side, Those Who Hunt Elves, Tokyo Marble Chocolate, Magical Witch Puni-chan, Gokujo, Extreme Private High School Dormitory Story, Madlax, Otaku no Video, You're Being Summoned, Azazel, Hare plus Goo, The Jungle Was Always Sunny, Then Came Goo, Jing, King of Bandits, Ristorante Paradiso, Ultra Maniac, Le Chevalier d'Eon, Sorceress Stabber Orphan, Sweat Punch, Royal Space Force, The Wings of Hona Emise, The Irresponsible Captain Tylor, Pandora in the Crimson Shell, The Dragon Dentist, Basquash, Hakume Tomikochi, Kamichu, The Goddess is a Middle School Student, Lu Over the Wall, Magician's Academy, Masked Maid Guy, Momo, the Girl God of Death, Oruchuban Ebichu, Brave Story, Shangri-La, Young Spirit Master, Gokusen, The Beast Player Eren, Lost Song, Peacemaker Kurogane, The Heike Story, Oban Star Racers, Record of Lodos War, Welcome to Irabu's Office, Boys Over Flowers, Blooming Youth, Maho Romantic Automatic Maiden, The Piano Forest, Cheese Sweet Home, House of Five Leaves, Niuro, Supernatural Detective, Tokyo Demon Academy Swordwind Chronicles, Toe, Flame of Rekka, Moyashimon, Beansprout Boy, Tales of Agriculture, Preter, The New Legend of Snow White, TQ, The Princess and the Pilot. Noteworthy, over 30,000. Boogie Pop Phantom, Cute High Earth Defense Club Love, Kiba, Kubikiri Cycle, Ioro Savant, Tozare Goto Tsukai, Mushi Bugyu, Insect Magistrate, Underground Magic Lantern Theater, Midori the Camellia Girl, Dropkick on My Devil, From Today, The Demon King, Kaleidostar, Kimi Kiss, Pure Rouge, King of Thorn, Level E, Please Take My Brother Away, Scrapped Princess, Super Dimension Fortress Macross, Tekon Kincrete, Wandering Sun, Working with Voice, Alice in Zoroku, Earl and Fairy, Gaku and Alice, Girl Demon Zakuro, Mysterious Play, Skullface Bookseller Honda-san, The Eccentric Family, The House of Small Cubes, Wasteful Days of High School Girls, Blame, Blue Literature Series, Chicago, Slayers, Ungo, Future of the Future, Hal, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Moribito, Guardian of the Spirit, The Wallflower, Carnival, Midori Days, Parallel World Pharmacy, Tonari no Sekikun, the Master of Killing Time, MM, Uncle from Another World, Rurouni Kenshin, Trust and Betrayal, The Tatami Galaxy, World Trigger, Bento, Darker Than Black, Kuro no Kayakusha. Note, there are many highly rated titles with over 100,000 ratings within Section 2 for you to discover. Congratulations! You've successfully reached the end of a book's introduction without skipping anything, a noteworthy achievement not many can boast of. As some of you embark on the journey of creating your own anime archive, you might encounter a minor predicament: the inability to use a regular colon to designate folders or files. But fear not, for I am delighted to introduce you to a revered and magical artifact known as the Modifier letter colon. Also known as Unicode character U plus A789, this sacred relic bestows upon you the power to employ colons in your folders and file names on your operating system. Gone are the days of resorting to dashes or parentheses when all you truly desired were those two simple, elegant dots. I've got another special bonus for you. Alongside the free download of the different versions of the book, I've included a full directory of folders for every anime mentioned in sections 1 and 2, labeled identically. You can find the link at stephencastile.com. Don't say I never did anything for you.